Archangel Michael speaks. Listen carefully. Before you decide whether to move on, before you scroll, before you doubt what you are feeling, pause. Something has already shifted in the unseen, and if you stay with me now, you will understand why this moment matters more than you think. My beloved soul, slow your breath. Do not rush past this message. There is intention in these words, and they have found you on purpose. Your person did not simply cancel their Christmas plans. That is the surface story. What truly happened began much earlier, in silence, in resistance, in nights where sleep would not come easily no matter how tired they were. Christmas is not a small thing. It is safety. It is routine. It is expectation. People do not walk away from that lightly. Your person tried to convince themselves that everything was fine. They told others they were busy. They smiled. They agreed to plans. But inside, something felt wrong, unsettled, incomplete. And the harder they tried to ignore it, the louder it became. Your name did not arrive as a thought. It arrived as a feeling, a heaviness in the chest, a quiet ache that no distraction could soften. They were meant to be somewhere else, surrounded by people, laughter, familiar traditions. Yet the idea of sitting at a table, pretending joy while their heart was elsewhere, felt unbearable. So they stopped pretending. This was not drama. This was not attention-seeking. This was honesty finally overpowering avoidance. They realized something unsettling. Celebrating without emotional truth would feel hollow. Laughing while longing would feel dishonest. Smiling while missing you would feel like betrayal of themselves. So they canceled, not because they wanted to be alone, but because they could no longer be fake. My beloved soul, listen closely now. This choice was not about Christmas. It was about alignment. They no longer wanted decorations without meaning, music without connection, tradition without truth. They wanted peace. They wanted clarity. And whether they have admitted it out loud or not, they wanted the one presence that has been missing from their emotional world. You. They have been questioning themselves in ways they never allowed before, replaying past decisions, revisiting moments they brushed aside too quickly, asking why, after all this time, you still matter. They tried logic. They tried distance. They tried convincing themselves it was over. But the heart does not respond to arguments when love remains unresolved. And theirs never resolved. This cancellation is not an escape. It is a confession they made to themselves. They are exhausted from pretending they moved on, tired of smiling while feeling empty, tired of saying, "I'm fine," when something inside keeps whispering your name. Christmas became the breaking point, the moment where the heart said, enough, enough silence, enough avoidance, enough delaying what should have been faced long ago. You may not have been told this directly, but your soul already felt it. Sudden memories, unexpected emotion, a quiet sense that something was shifting without explanation. Energy moves before words do. Your spirit recognized the change before your mind could label it. They are not canceling to sit in sadness. They are canceling because they want truth. They want to confront what they avoided. And deep down, they know avoiding you has been their greatest regret. They do not want distance anymore. They do not want unfinished stories. They do not want another holiday passing with questions unanswered. Even if they do not yet know how to reach you, The desire to stop running is already stronger than the fear. Now hear this carefully, because this is where many misunderstand what is happening. This does not mean everything happens instantly. It does not mean fear disappears. But it does mean something crucial has occurred. A wall has cracked. An internal decision has been made. A door that was once locked is no longer sealed shut. They are standing at a turning point, and you are at the center of it. They want to know if the connection still lives. They want to understand what you feel now. They want to know if there is space for truth where silence once lived. And Christmas, of all moments, made it impossible to delay any longer. My beloved soul, do not dismiss this. You did not imagine the bond. You did not hold on without reason. There has always been something unfinished between you. And now that unfinished energy is rising to be acknowledged, stay present, stay aware. And if these words resonate, if your heart feels seen, quietly support what reaches you. Energy responds to attention. Truth strengthens when it is witnessed. Remain with me, because what unfolds next goes far deeper than this single choice, and the final understanding will change how you see this connection entirely. Stay with me, my beloved soul. What you are about to hear now moves beneath the surface, into the hidden chambers of the heart, where truth is formed long before it is spoken. Your person canceling their Christmas plans was only the visible action. What truly matters is the emotional storm that forced that decision. They have been carrying restlessness quietly. In front of others, they appeared normal, functional, composed, but inside, their nights grew longer. Sleep came in fragments. Thoughts arrived uninvited. And in those quiet hours, when distractions no longer worked, you appeared again and again. They asked themselves questions they had been avoiding for months, sometimes years. Why does your memory still feel alive? Why does your energy still affect their mood? Why does happiness feel incomplete without you? These questions refused to leave. Work did not silence them. Social plans did not drown them out. Smiles did not hide the emptiness. That is when a realization surfaced. Slow but undeniable. They were not missing a moment. They were missing a person. They were missing you. They remembered the emotional safety they felt with you, the way conversations flowed without effort, the way silence never felt awkward, the way you noticed parts of them others overlooked. And suddenly, the idea of celebrating Christmas without that connection felt wrong. Not sad, wrong. This season strips illusions away. It brings the past into focus. It forces the heart to be honest. Guilt surfaced too. Guilt for words spoken carelessly. Guilt for words never spoken at all. Guilt for walking away too soon, or for staying silent when courage was required. They began to see where fear controlled them, where ego blocked vulnerability, where pride replaced communication. And now those barriers are weakening. They are no longer comfortable pretending you do not matter. They are no longer proud of how things ended. They are no longer at peace with the distance. This cancellation is their first act of emotional honesty. Not to you yet, to themselves. They are tired of surface-level happiness, tired of celebrations that feel empty, tired of ignoring the quiet truth that keeps returning. You may have felt this shift already. A sudden pull, an unexpected memory, a heaviness without explanation. That is not coincidence. When one heart shifts, the connected heart often feels it first. Right now, your person stands between fear and courage. Fear of rejection. Fear of reopening wounds. Fear of hearing something they're not ready for. But courage is growing. They are learning that avoiding pain only delays healing. That silence does not protect. It prolongs. They did not want another year to pass with unanswered questions. They did not want another holiday marked by regret. They want clarity. They want peace. They want to know where they truly stand with you. They have imagined outcomes in their mind, some hopeful, some frightening, but one thing remains constant. They feel lighter when they imagine reaching out. They feel heavier when they imagine staying silent. That is how they know this moment matters. They are beginning to understand something profound. Real connection is rare. You do not replace it easily. You do not forget it. And you do not celebrate fully without it. This does not erase the past. Mistakes do not disappear. But awareness has arrived. And awareness is always the first step toward transformation. They are no longer running, no longer hiding. They are finally listening. Listening to their heart. Listening to their emotions. Listening to the truth they tried to bury. And that truth still carries your name, my beloved soul. Hear this clearly now. Do not rush. Do not force meaning. Do not reopen wounds prematurely. Some reconnections are not sudden. They unfold gently, intentionally, step by step. Something is preparing behind the scenes, emotionally, energetically, quietly. This phase is not about action yet. It is about readiness. And readiness looks like this: reflection, responsibility, emotional maturity. If these words resonate, if your spirit feels recognized, remain present. Witnessing truth gives it strength. Stay with me, because what is forming now is not small, and the next shift will reveal just how deeply this connection still lives. Stay here, my beloved soul. Do not drift away now. What is unfolding reaches into the deepest layer of truth, where intention is born and denial finally loosens its grip. While the world believes your person simply changed plans, their inner world is undergoing a quiet reset. They are questioning old beliefs, old fears, old stories they told themselves just to survive without you. They are realizing something that can no longer be ignored. Time did not erase what they felt. Distance did not weaken it. Silence did not destroy it. If anything, the absence matured the truth. They once believed that if they waited long enough, the feeling would fade. That distraction would soften it. That new routines would replace it. But instead, it deepened. They have been watching you from afar in ways you may never have noticed. Not always physically, emotionally. Wondering how you are. Wondering if you are happy. Wondering if someone else now understands you the way they once did. And each time they imagined you smiling without them, something tightened inside their chest. Comparison became unavoidable. Every new interaction was measured silently against what they once felt with you. And no matter how hard they tried, nothing matched. Conversations felt shallow. Laughter felt forced. Presence felt incomplete. That constant comparison exhausted them because it reminded them of what they lost. Christmas magnified this truth. This season has a way of pulling memories to the surface without permission. It strips away distraction and asks the heart direct questions. And the question they could not escape was simple, yet devastating. Why does my heart still return to you? They are not proud of the confusion they caused in the past. They know they hurt you, even if unintentionally. They know they chose distance when courage was required. Regret has been visiting them quietly, especially in still moments. Not loudly, not dramatically, softly, persistently. They are beginning to understand something vital now. Love is not about perfection. It is about presence. It is about choosing connection even when it feels uncomfortable. And they know they did not fully choose that before. Now, something inside them wants to correct what was left unresolved. They have imagined conversations with you, replayed them, rewritten them. They wonder how you would respond. Would you be guarded? Would you be distant? Would you even want to listen? These thoughts frighten them, yet they also feel strangely relieving. Because even fear feels better than numbness. Even uncertainty feels better than emotional emptiness. Your person is tired of numbness. They want to feel alive again. And the last place they truly felt that was with you. You may believe they forgot you. You may believe they moved on easily. But the truth is more complex. They have been carrying you quietly, respectfully, painfully. Not all love stories are loud. Some grow stronger in silence. They have also been thinking about timing, about whether now is too late, about whether they deserve another chance, about whether you would even trust them again. These thoughts slow them, but they do not stop them, because the desire to be honest is now stronger than the fear of rejection. Something important has shifted. Your person has reached a level of emotional maturity they did not possess before. They see patterns now. They recognize avoidance. They understand the cost of silence. They are no longer interested in arguing. They want to talk. They are no longer interested in defending. They want to listen. They are no longer interested in blaming. They want to take responsibility. This growth did not come easily. It came through loneliness, through reflection, through missing you far more than they expected. And you, my beloved soul, are not hearing this by accident. You are here because your heart is still connected to theirs in a way words cannot fully explain. Even if you tried to move on, even if you told yourself it was over, some part of you still felt it. The connection never broke. It only went quiet. Now it is stirring. As this energy rises, be gentle with yourself. Do not rush to conclusions. Do not reopen wounds prematurely. Do not assume outcomes. Your person is learning how to approach you differently, with respect instead of confusion, with honesty instead of mixed signals, with intention instead of fear. This phase is preparation. Preparation of the heart, preparation of the mind, preparation of the truth. And preparation matters, because what comes next will not be small. It will not be random, and it will not be meaningless. Stay present with these words. If you feel drawn to this message, if something inside you feels recognized, allow yourself to stay connected. Support clarity when it appears. Witnessing truth gives it strength. Remain with me, my beloved soul, because the next movement transforms emotion into intention. And once intention awakens, nothing remains the same. This is the moment where emotion stops circling and begins to move with purpose. Your person is no longer only feeling. They are beginning to understand what those feelings are asking of them. This is the stage where the heart stops whispering and starts demanding honesty. They have reached a moment of inner clarity that cannot be undone. They see now that avoiding you did not protect them. It delayed their peace. It prolonged their unrest. It kept them suspended in a life that looked functional on the outside but felt hollow on the inside. They are asking themselves difficult questions, questions they once avoided, because the answers required courage. Why did I walk away when something real was present? Why did I choose comfort over truth? Why did I believe time would heal what only honesty could? These questions are uncomfortable, but discomfort is the doorway to growth. They are no longer romanticizing the past. They are examining it. They are seeing you more clearly now, not through nostalgia, but through appreciation. They recognize your patience, your depth, your ability to love without manipulation or performance. They understand now that what they had with you was rare, and rare things are not replaced easily. This realization has humbled them. They are no longer blaming circumstances. They are no longer blaming timing. They are no longer blaming you. They are taking responsibility. At the same time, fear still exists. Fear that you may have healed without them. Fear that you may have closed the door emotionally. Fear that reaching out could expose their vulnerability. But listen carefully. Fear is present, but it is no longer in control. The desire to be real with you outweighs the fear of rejection. They have been imagining how they would approach you differently this time. Not with confusion, not with pressure, not with silence, but with honesty, with calm, with respect. They do not want to repeat old patterns. They do not want to hurt you again. They want to be clear about their intentions, clear about their feelings, clear about what you mean to them. This clarity is new. They are learning something essential now. Real connection requires vulnerability. It requires speaking even when the voice trembles. It requires listening even when the truth is uncomfortable. They are preparing themselves emotionally to do this. You may notice signs around you, repeating thoughts, dreams that feel vivid, emotional waves that rise without warning. These are often signals of energetic alignment, when two people connected at a deeper level begin shifting simultaneously. But hear this clearly, my beloved soul. You are not required to rush. You are not required to forget your boundaries. You are not required to accept anything that does not honor your growth. This journey is not about losing yourself. It is about seeing whether something can be rebuilt in a healthier, more conscious way. Your person understands this too. That is why they are being careful. That is why they are preparing instead of acting impulsively. They want to come to you whole, not confused, honest, not uncertain, grounded, not fearful. And this inner work is happening now. They are learning that love is not proven through grand gestures alone. It is proven through consistency, through respect, through presence. These are lessons they did not fully understand before. Now they do. This phase is important because the energy between you is shifting from memory into possibility, from regret into intention, from silence into potential communication. Nothing is being forced. Nothing is being rushed. Everything is aligning step by step. And alignment is always quiet before it becomes visible. Stay aware. Stay calm. Stay anchored in your self-worth. What is being prepared is not casual. It is sincere. It is meaningful. And it carries consequence. If these words resonate, if you feel something stir inside you, acknowledge it. Presence strengthens truth. Remain with me, my beloved soul, because what is approaching is not a repetition of the past. It is an invitation to see whether two changed hearts can meet in honesty, and the final movement will reveal whether this connection transforms or finally finds its truth. Stay here with me, my beloved soul. Do not look away now. This final movement is quiet, but it is decisive. Something subtle yet powerful is taking place beneath the surface of your person's life. They are beginning to feel the weight of truth more heavily than the comfort of distraction. They are realizing that no celebration, no gathering, no noise can fill the space that was created when you were no longer part of their daily world. They remember the smallest details now, not the dramatic moments, the simple ones, the way you listened without interrupting, the way you noticed when something was wrong before they admitted it, the way you cared without keeping score. These memories are no longer painful. They are awakening. Your person understands now that what they lost was not just a connection, but emotional safety. With you, they did not have to perform. They did not have to pretend. They could simply exist as they were. And now they see how rare that was. They are also seeing themselves clearly for the first time. Where they avoided responsibility, where they chose silence instead of communication, where they hid instead of standing emotionally present. This self-awareness is uncomfortable, but it is real. Growth always begins with discomfort. They are no longer asking why things happened. They are asking how they can do better. And that question changes everything. Right now, they feel the urge to reach out strongly, but they are holding back, not because they do not care, but because they refuse to repeat old mistakes. They do not want to show up confused. They do not want to offer half-truths. They do not want to reopen something sacred without intention. They want to come correct, clear, honest, emotionally prepared. That is why the timing feels slow. But slow does not mean stagnant. It means intentional. Meanwhile, your heart has changed too. You are not the same person you were before. You have healed parts of yourself. You have learned your value. You have learned not to chase what should meet you willingly. This matters because if and when your paths cross again, it will not be from imbalance. It will be two people seeing each other more clearly than before. Your person feels this shift in you, even from a distance. They sense your strength, your boundaries, your growth, and instead of pushing them away, it makes them respect you more. There is one fear that humbles them deeply, that you may no longer feel the same, that the door they kept open in their heart may already be closed in yours. This fear teaches them something vital. Love is not guaranteed. It is chosen. That is why they are slowing down, reflecting deeply, preparing carefully. They are learning that real love does not rush. It listens. It respects timing. It honors boundaries. They are preparing themselves to accept whatever response you give, even if it is not what they hope for. That is growth. That is maturity. That is sincerity. You are not dealing with the same version of them anymore. As all this unfolds, you may feel more sensitive emotionally, more reflective, more inward. This is natural. When unfinished energy begins to move again, the soul responds first. Do not ignore your intuition, but do not force conclusions. Let clarity arrive at its own pace. Your person is learning that vulnerability is not weakness, that expressing emotion is not failure, that choosing love over ego is strength. They are preparing to be seen, to speak truth, to step out of emotional hiding. And this preparation is sacred. No matter how this unfolds, remember this. You are not waiting. You are living. You are becoming more aligned with who you truly are. Anything that enters your life now must meet you at that level. Your person knows this. That is why they are changing. Something meaningful is aligning. Something intentional is approaching. And it will not arrive loudly. It will arrive clearly. If these words resonated with you, if they mirrored something you've been feeling but couldn't explain, acknowledge that quietly. Truth strengthens when it is recognized. Stay grounded. Stay open. Stay discerning. Because the story is no longer about the past. It is about whether two transformed hearts are willing to meet in honesty. And that answer will reveal itself sooner than you think.